candidate at the center of the White House controversy is calling it a tragedy.
Joe Biden's in town to raise a little more campaign cash and to do a little television.
And CBS 2's Randy Page is live in Hollywood with more of what Biden had to say. Randy.
Well, Pat, Jeff, of all the news days to have the vice president in town, boy, this is one we would love to throw some questions his way. However, his campaign is not making any availability for us. We are at the gate of Jimmy Kimmel. The vice president is expected to arrive shortly, and we did get a glimpse of him this morning. As former Vice President Joe Biden was leaving a Manhattan Beach fundraiser today, he reacted to the call summary between President Trump and the Ukrainian president by saying the transcript is very interesting. He also released a written statement. It is a tragedy for this country that our president put personal politics above his sacred oath, former Vice President Joe Biden said in this statement released by his campaign. He went on to say, it's an affront to every single American and founding values of our country. Congress must pursue the facts and quickly take prompt action to hold Donald Trump accountable.
The notes of the call reflect a conversation far more damning than I or many others had imagined.
In Washington today, Burbank Congressman Adam Schiff, who was chair of the House Intelligence Committee, appeared to draw on his experience as a former Harvard-educated federal prosecutor with this observation.
There was only one message that president of Ukraine got from that call, and that was, this is what I need. I know what you need. Like any mafia boss, the president didn't need to say, that's a nice country you have. It'd be a shame if something happened to it, because that was clear from the conversation.
Today, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky was sitting next to President Trump when he was asked about the phone call.
Nobody push it.
It's very clear from that conversation that the Ukrainian president is trying to do everything possible, flattery and anything else, to get Donald Trump on his side.
We spoke by satellite with San Fernando Valley Congressman Brad Sherman, who was a senior member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee.
Do you see this as having national security implications? That is, if the president has these kinds of relationships with foreign leaders, does it make him and this country a target?
Absolutely. Every foreign leader in the world that wants America to do something is trying to figure out how can he give money to the Trump empire, have his spend $1 million at some facility that's a Trump hotel.
You know, it's not unusual for the vice president to be happy to stop by and talk to us when he's here in Southern California. So far, we haven't seen him here, but we will keep our eyes peeled and give it a try. Live in Hollywood, Randy Page, CBS 2 News. Back